Hello everybody, I'm back here once again, UnderDawg-tv, just showing you what I've picked up today. Picked up 4 phones, the Alcatel A30 Fierce, the ZTE Blade Z-Max, and 2 LG K20s. I actually was looking for different phones than these. I end up going to 5 different Metropcs stores because I like the Stylo 2 a little more than I like the K20, but they've been discontinued. The Stylo 2s have been discontinued at all Metropcs stores where I live. I'm pretty sure where y'all live too. You might find one, I don't know. Also, instead of the Fierce, I was looking for the Z-Max Pro. All 5 stores also did not have no Z-Max Pros. Now, they didn't say those was discontinued, but they did say that they was out of stock, and that was all 5 locations. So I don't know if they're just saying that and they're discontinued also, or what, what's going on with that, or they just, everybody likes that phone and buys it. I see why though, because I do believe it's the best phone at Metro. I like it better than I like the Blade, and I like the Stylo 2 better than the K20. Now, I've never had a Fierce. Last video I said Stylo 3 is the only phone I have not had, but I have not had the Fierce. When I was there looking, I realized that phone is one phone that I have not had that I forgot about. I've had all the other cheaper phones, but I wanted to try this one out to see what it was about, because I've not had that in the Stylo 3. I'm going to go in a couple days and switch 2 more Cricket lines and probably get 2 Stylo 3s and whatever else they have. You never know what they have. But I do want to get a Stylo 3 and see what it's about. Another thing, I went to 5 Metropcs locations. Now, out of the 5 locations, be very careful of the Metro stores you go to. If it's a corporate store or there's franchise stores. Now, from what I got today, the corporate stores on each line charge you a $25 transfer fee or whatever they was calling it, but it's really like an activation. So it would have been 25, 25, 25, and 25 for the other K20. That's $100 just in activation, and then you're going to pay $100 for the bill, which would have been $200. And then they was saying, like this phone, I thought they was saying was like $15 tax. The Blade was $22 tax. Even though you're getting the phones for free, you have to pay the taxes on the phones. Now, that was only some Metro PC store locations. Other stores I went to, like I went to 2 stores first, and both of them said it's going to be activation fees and tax fees, but the phones would be free, and I would get 4, or the ones that had the activation and the taxes on the phones would only let me get 3 phones, switching 2 lines. Now, those was corporate stores. Then my 3rd store I went to was a franchise store, which they said at that store they should not ever charge you any activation fees, and there should be no taxes you have to pay on the free phones that you're getting. And they offered me 4 free phones with switching 2 lines. So, it's different rules, I guess, because it's different owners. So be very careful of watching videos like this, and then people say things, and you go to your stores and you think they're liars or whatever. That's why I upload videos for information. I just want to give as much information that I learn and I know to everybody out there that watches my videos or just looks up stuff, because I try to make this channel about all information on phones or service or whatever. So be very careful of the stores you go to. Yeah, you might go to one store and they charge you all that activation and all that. I would hold out and find a different location. Now, I didn't go to the 3rd location and buy the phones neither, because they didn't have the J7, they didn't have the Stylo 2, which they said no store will have the Stylo 2, but they didn't have the Z-Max Pro. So then I went to a 4th store, which also wanted to charge the activation, so I left there immediately. Now, those stores probably had the J7 and stuff like that, but I was obviously not going to pay $25 to activate each phone when I can just find another store and pay $100 for 4 phones out the door, with only switching 2 lines of Cricket service. So the fifth store I went to, it happened to be a store where I don't have to charge they don't charge activation, and there's no taxes on the phones. So I would get 4 phones totally free, switching 2 lines of Cricket service, 4 phones, unlimited service on all 4, $100 out the door. And that's what I ended up paying. But it sucked because all 5 stores had no ZMAX Pro, had no Stylo 2, and this store only had these. They didn't even have 2 blades. I was looking for 2 blades because I really don't like the K20. I would rather 2 blades and 2 K20s. That's what I was going to do. Or 1 K20 in the Fierce. But they only had 1 blade. In the other store I went to, the third store, had more blades, but I didn't have to go all the way back. So I ended up getting 2 K20s, and then I seen this phone, and I was asking my wife, I don't think I ever had this phone, and I told y'all I had every phone, so I had to get that phone. Now the Stylo 3, I will be getting, I'm not going to say tomorrow for sure, but maybe in a couple days, just to try that out as I try this one out too. Now I've seen a lot of videos on this phone, or some videos, and everybody said that what's good about this phone, it's got 2 front-facing speakers on the front, so that way when you're holding the back of the phone watching videos or whatever, a lot of phones got it right here, or down here somewhere. In the J7, I noticed it had it on the side right there coming out of that strip they got on it. I haven't got the J7. I was supposed to get the J7 with this, so the J7 and Stylo 3 is the ones I have not got. That's right. I was planning on getting the J7 today. But don't be fooled. This is not 2 speakers. That's what I've seen reviews on. When people do reviews, that's why you need to come here to my channel to get the truth about things. Because when you play this phone, it's only got the bottom is a speaker. The top is not a speaker, guys. So, see, there's one thing right there that I was lied to on a video. Now, if you ever have the phone in front of you, you should know if 2 of them are speakers or not. All you got to do is cover it up, and you can automatically tell if the sound changes. So this only has 1 speaker. It is in the front, so that is good. Better than on the back, those little speakers they put on the back. But it is not 2 of them. That's what I've seen on reviews. I'm pretty sure some of y'all have seen that too. Now, this video was going to be about, the stores and locations, and take a look at the phones here. I don't know if they got the thing about the phone on the back. Yeah, they do. Okay, so here's the features of the A30. We're not going to go through every single thing like a lot of people do. Y'all can just pause the video and take a look at what it's running and all that. Okay. Here's the blade. Might as well show them all. The difference between the blade. Sorry for the shakiness. I can't. If I hold my phone on the bottom, I'm recording this on the ZTE ZMAX Pro. But if I hold the phone real steady, where I can get a steady hold on it, on the bottom, it covers up the speaker. I'm pretty sure y'all have seen some of my videos where the sound goes down because I hold it down there. Now this is the LG K20. Now let me look at something here. Okay, it's running the same gigahertz on the processor, but it just seems a lot slower on the K20. I don't know if it's running Snapdragon or a littler one than the Blade, but I know for sure I've messed with this phone for like 2 hours, and from what I can tell, there's not much between a lot of phones. A lot of phones you use, there won't be much difference. But if you use a lot of phones and you use it a lot of time on phones, you will tell a certain difference on certain apps you run. And I can tell you, I don't know exactly all the specs of every phone, and how everything goes, but it just seems the ZMAX Pro, it just runs so much smoother. I've used the Blade a lot, like for 2 weeks straight. I've used the K20 for a month straight before in the past, and I've just used this for 2 hours. And I just feel like the ZMAX Pro, that I'm shooting this on, it just seems like a lot smoother. From the day that I got it, I've had the ZMAX Pro for like 3 months now, and I've never switched because I just like how it works. It just seems a lot faster than all these phones I've used. This is what the back of it looks like. Now on this one, I'm kind of interested in seeing what this is running. Oh, it's running 7.0 right there. It's running Nougat. Okay, I didn't know exactly what it was running, but yeah, there's that. Also, what else? There's something I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, also on the hotspot stuff, the unlimited. I found an app. Now I'm not gonna show the process of running it right now, but it's looking good so far. I found an app that will run on the ZTE Blade ZMAX. Now I just found this, what was it, like 5 hours ago, right when I got back with the Blade, because I haven't had a Blade left to mess with, but now I did. And I wanted to run this app I found on the Blade to see if I can get unlimited hotspot. Now on this build that I got here, I didn't pay for any hotspot. It did run hotspot. Now I just want to make sure before I post a video about it that it works flawlessly 100% every time before I post a video. But I've never found one for the Blade that runs flawlessly 100%. Now I ran it for like 30 minutes and I was getting hotspot on my laptop from this. So I just want to run it for the rest of the night, and tomorrow I'll run it some just to make sure. Now I'm pretty sure if it runs on the Blade, it will also run on the K20. So now I don't have a Stylo 2 and all that, but if it runs on the K20 and the Blade, it might work on just about any Metro phone. I don't know. I'll try to run it on this also, and we'll just see where we're at with that. We might have another app that runs all phones, but we just got to make sure. Now I only ran it on the Blade so far, so we know for sure it did work some, as much as I used it for 30 minutes. I haven't tried it on the 20 or the Fierce yet, but I will try that, and of course if it works and it's still working by tomorrow, then I will post a video of every step of how you get that to work. Now another thing, one last thing I want to tell y'all, do not look forward to going to Metro PCS for Black Friday. I've asked every store I went to, I've called Metro, and they said there will not be any Black Friday specials. The only special that they're going to be running from November and December would be, what's that special they call, like when you can get an upgrade, you can get a phone upgrade, you got to wait 3 months to get one. Well now, like how I just bought this phone today, I can go back in and get a phone upgrade price. You don't have to pay the full price of the phone. You can get the phone upgrade price without paying any, the full price. You'll get the price that it says for, if you wait, just like if you waited for 3 months. That's the only plan or deal that they're having through November and December. That's all they're doing. There would be no phones for cheaper or nothing. Now, Cricket, I checked with Cricket, and I ain't checked with Boost yet, but Cricket is selling like the Stylo 3 they had for $150 or $179 or something like that. They're selling that now for $79, and that was on a Black Friday ad that they had. And what else was it? There was something else. I think the LG X Charge they used to have for $99. It's like $59 or $49 now. So that's another good deal. So on the Black Friday sales, I would go with Cricket. Port over some Metro numbers. Go get you some good deals on some Cricket phones. Come back to Metro if you like them, or run a $60 plan on one of these phones unlocked and get unlimited hotspot through Cricket service. I believe I'll also do a video on looking at these phones and how they run. Just comment below. Tell me what y'all want to know. Is there any thing that I missed that you want to know? And of course, throw me a like up there, down below. Comment any question you have. Of course, I'll answer everybody I can. And any questions you have, remember guys, everybody out there, Stay blessed.